Okay, so I welcome you once again on this 1 week capacity building program on Education 4.0. We are pleased to have Dr. Vinay Arun Kulkarni sir as a keynote speaker in today's session. Sir is going to address on the topic that is implementation of current and emerging ICTs. So before starting the session, I would like to give a brief introduction about our guest and speaker. Dr. Vinay Arun Kulkarni sir is currently working as professor and head in Department of Mechanical Engineering, D.Y. Patil College of Engineering, Pune. Sir has carried out various funded projects and published around 50 research papers in various international and national journals and conferences. He is also an author of a various books, and patent and copyrights have been registered. Also, he has received research grants from AICTE and SPPU. So welcome, sir. Hello.
Vinay sir, we can start with the session.
Vinay sir, now I'm handing this session to you.
Hello, Vinay sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Okay, yes. So, may I start my presentation?
Yes, sir. You can start. You can start your screen share.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. First of all, hearty welcome to all the participants in this event, I will say. And dear friends, today the topic of discussion is very interesting. That is ICT current and emerging trends. So what is meant by ICT? How ICT to be implemented? That all of us we know now. And thanks to Corona, that it has expedited very much the process that we wanted to do it here. And that's why we are here today. And I come up with the concept of NEP 2020, NAC 2022, NBA 2021, all merged with ICT, then how it looks like and what precautions we need to take it and how we can do it. Now, my presentation is all about what I did and what are my findings. I will share with you various types of case studies, scenarios. Then probably you need to look into where you fit into yourself, find out new solutions. That is very important for all of us. So I am just, in fact, my theme of presentation is to reduce the burden on the teachers because teachers are now overburdened and the students' burden is gone almost. So how we can cope up with this with the new context of NEP 2020. And previously, the NEP 2020 implementation was a little bit very clumsy and also there were not clear guidelines. But thanks to NAC 2022, the new manual that has came, and from 2022 onwards, we need to submit this in a new format of 55 questions. All of us, we know about it, the format that is being shared. So I will just share my presentation to all of you first. Okay. So what is meant by ICT? That I am not that, but the ICT is information and communication technologies. And from NAC 2022 manual in NEP context, let us see first of all. Dear friends, that visible and visible the presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Thank you very much. So the main crux of matter with respect to NEP of ICT 2022 is very simple. That is, students are as per their timeline. It's the teachers who need to be adjusting themselves as per the students' timeline. Trying to force the teaching learning process to the students in which teachers were being taught, the way in which I am being taught, if I am trying to force it to my students, is not going to be done. So that is the crux of matter, dear friends here. So from NAC manual, what they have given, what are the features of ICT? That is what let us see now. So ICT is the information and communication technology. Now what it consists of what? It consists about the hardware, the software, networks and media for the collection. So these are the strategies we require for ICT. That is collection, storage, processing, transmission, and presentation of the information. So this can be in the form of voice, data, text, and images. Dear friends, if you study the types of learners, okay, types of learners. In fact, this is a very nice concept. First of all, we must start with the types of learners, what we have. So our students are visual, right? Visual, then read and write, and also kinesthetic. So all of us, we know, I'm just sharing with this with you. So visual, read, write, kinesthetic, and auditory. These are the learning styles. And many times we come across a blended learning. Now, let's say, for example, some of the students learn by PowerPoint presentation. Some of the students learn by voices of these faculty members. Some of the students, you give them notes, that's all, they will learn. Let them make material available, they will learn. Some of the students want videos. Now, many times, many students are blended. Okay, so there are websites wherein you can find out what is the learning pattern of your student. In my opinion, ICT starts with this because we should know what exactly the type of tool we should use it for identifying what type of learners are. Now, let's say, for example, you are given an assignment which is visual. Now, the kinesthetic student, they don't want it. So in Malaysia, they have given a very nice thing, that is they give the question. Now, how to answer, whether to answer in text or whether to answer in auditory, that is audio, and whether to answer in video, that is student choice. So obviously, then what will happen is, just because of this, I don't want to write pages after pages in the assignment. That's the reason why I'm writing. I'm not writing. But what happens is the teachers take it that the student is not interested. Wherein the student is interested, dear friends, but the right tool is not there. So that's why there are thousands and billions of reasons of not doing it. But how we can provide them, that is very interesting here. So VARK, that is visual, auditory, read, write, and kinesthetic. These are the modes of learning. And we must identify what is the predominant mode of learning by the student. Then we can use such type of assignments to them, such type of interesting quizzes to them. Now just imagine that you are given a text question, let's say. Now the students can prepare a PowerPoint presentation. They can make a video of 2 to 3 minutes and upload in YouTube. Based upon their likings, then the student will be submitting that video link to you and you are grading that video. Now just imagine what kind of active learning it will possess, because it requires a lot of active engagement in that, right? Basically, why ICT is required? Because ICT is required for active engagement, right? Active engagement. So before class and after class, if the student is there, then they are 24 hours a student. Let's say, for example, some of the students are been admitted in IITs and NITs. So they are there in the hostel, right? They are there in the college premises. They are there in the learning environment. It is called as learning environment. But wherein the affiliated institutes, what happens is the students go out and come. Between that, the learning distraction, there are likely chances that learning distraction will happen, right? Now, how we will cover that learning distraction? Suppose, just imagine, dear friends, that timetable can be set for teaching, but timetable cannot be set for learning. Just imagine, can you set a timetable for learning? No, you cannot. You cannot set a timetable for learning. So all our study material, let's say study material, assignment, quizzes, everything should be available to the students as per their learning timetable, right? They may learn in the midnight also. Some of the students learn in the morning also. That is their different type of styles. So what happens? The student comes with the different learning styles, right? Different learning styles. And the student comes with the different learning timing. Now the problem, what has happened, that we insist that before tomorrow you should submit. Now why before tomorrow? There should be some reflection on this, isn't it? How the students are doing, what they are doing. So based upon this need, if we start doing this, then probably what will happen is the student can give a nice presentation of the information that they have learned. And this is what the learning outcome is. This is what exactly we wanted, dear friends, isn't it? So this is very nicely given in the NAC manual, page number 73. If suppose we have given information only and the students is not able to upload, so that is not a very good ICT tool. Of course, ICT tool means any one of them, that is hardware, software, networks, media for collection, storage, processing, transmission and presentation of the information. These are very important. NAC manual, page number 7, very nicely stated. What is the ICT requirements? ICT requirements, dear friend, is the campus community. Now, this means what? Not just only one teacher, but all teachers in the campus must adequately be prepared. Adequately means what? Sufficiently, right? Adequately. Neither maximum nor minimum. Exact, right? That is adequate. So giving only 10 pages notes is not sufficient. Giving 1000 pages notes is also not a good idea. Adequate. And campus means what? Every faculty member. There is no choice given now. Okay. Make use of information ICT optimally. Optimization is very important. What is meant by optimization? Now let's say, for example, you have 2 TB storage, right? 2 TB storage, and you have 100 TB storage, correct? So what is optimum? Optimum is based upon the number of students. Let's say in your campus, you are having 1000 students and everybody is consuming at least 5 MB for their data. Then we can calculate that is what is the optimum here. So dear friends, what is most important is that the information should be available to the students whenever the student wants, right? And they can be effectively. Who requires teaching? Now this is quite interesting. Who requires teaching? Teaching is required by those students who are not coming into classes. Teaching is required for those students who are absent in class, right? The teaching is required to those students who are weak learners, right? Weak learners students require more teaching. How many of you don't agree with this? You can type in the chat window, or maybe you can just open your mic and we can have a discussion also. Okay. Today, I'm not going to give you any kind of any other information, but what is there in NAC, what is there in NEP, and what I have did for my own subject that I'm going to share with you, dear friends, right? In other words, effective use of ICT in HEIs, that is higher education institutions, will be able to provide ICT literacy. Now, this is very important. ICT literacy means what? Now, many of the faculty members, especially senior faculty members, they say that, no, ICT is, no, that is not a good thing. I go to the class by chalk and talk only, right? And I will not use PowerPoint presentation. I am habitual with that chalk and talk. Dear friends, what has happened? This means that those teachers, actually, they are forcing the issue. Because our students, these are the net generation students. Okay, net generation students, they actually like to learn from gadgets. Okay, gadgets. Of course, I am not criticizing, or I am not saying that you should not use it chalk and talk, but we should not be restricting to only that. Chalk and talk is very important, no doubt about that. Okay, but we should not restrict it. The students basically who are actually the kinesthetic students, actually visual students, right? They want different colors to be used. So for them, if we can use it, if you can, what is given here, effective use of ICT to the campus community. Many times the faculty members feel that we are having confidential data, we will not share it with anyone. Dear friends, 5.5 question of NBA, it states that whatever innovative practice you are doing, that has to be shared with everyone. Because knowledge is one, if you share more, it will grow more. Okay. So that's why the campus community has been defined. And what the ICT should do, ICT should do resource sharing and networking. That is very important. Networking. We have to establish actually the network with the stakeholders. The major stakeholder is the student and the parents. But the industry is also very important. The recruiter is important, alumni are important. Criteria number 1 of NBA very nicely defines this. What is meant by networking strategies, how the PSOs are being formed, right? And ICT enabled administrative process. This is very important. That is, those students who are paying the fees, they should be able to give this particular information. They should be able to complete this information. Suppose somebody is not paying the examination fees, then we know how much juggleries we find out actually to trace that student, to find out that student, why it is not done, why it does not happen. So if everything has been taken care of that ICT process, that is, let's say ERP, all of us we know ERP, LMS, right? Integration of this, it will save our lot of time in analyzing that, because the basic principle of teaching learning process in 2021 onwards, in my opinion, is the segregation of the students, bifurcation of the student. So bifurcation of the student who are complying, who are not complying. Okay. So once you have said that you have to do this assignment, let's say for example, in 7 days. Now the students who are complying this and students who are not complying this. Many of times we feel that even if we increase another 2 to 3 days time, but still the students are not able to do it, complete it, because they are not started. One very nice finding we found out last year, that 20 to 30% of the students who are advanced learners, advanced learners are those students who always be following those teachers, right? 20% of the advanced learner teachers, advanced learner students, dear friends, they have completed the assignment, but not uploaded. You know why? Because the other students, they were behind the students. They requested advanced learner not to show to the teacher because they will also have to do it. Now just imagine such type of situations are very predominant in offline teaching learning process, offline evaluation process. But in online, what happens then? We get a timestamp and which student has submitted, which student has not submitted. We can easily understand that, right? And then we can talk with them individually. This is how it is very advantageous, like an ICT based learning process, dear friends. Okay. Now in NAC manual page number 8, they have given that what is the requirement of ICT? Key terminologies requirements. What are the key requirements of ICT? First of all, the ICT must be robust. Okay. Means what? Can anybody tell me what is meant by robust ICT? Yes, can anybody unmute your mic and tell me this?
Reliable.
Reliable, okay. Yes, madam. Absolutely. What else? What else?
Strong and rigid.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I didn't get it.
Strong and rigid.
Strong and rigid. Okay. Anything else? What is meant by robust? Right. Robust means, dear friends, mistake proof, error proof. Okay. We want an error proof ICT. Otherwise, just imagine you are given the assignment to the students. Now, the students who are not there in the class, they also got an information. Correct. At the same time, the students want to upload, but they don't know how to upload, whether to convert into PDF or whether to convert into images or whether to convert into the Word file. They don't know. So that is how it becomes robust. That is the environment. So environment must be susceptible should be complying to the abilities of learning. That is very important. And objective. What is objective? Objective means what? Now let's say, for example, you want to test the skills of the students. Okay. Which skills of the student? That is, let's say PO number 10, communication. Correct. You want to test the communication skill. You want to test the communication skill of the students, right? So what you will do, you will give a plugin based upon the videos, right? So that you understand how is their communication. Suppose you want to test the communication ability, written communication ability. Then you will develop an assignment plugin, correct? So based upon the objectives, you decide. Now let's say you want to prepare the students for elimination test, right? Just like, let's say, for example, UPSC. There is a test 1 and test 2. Test 1 is for elimination. Test 2 is for selection. All of us we know, isn't it? So we want to prepare them. Let's say, for example, campus placement. The students cannot escape MCQs because MCQs are elimination process, right? So we want to test them. So likewise, based upon the objectives, you decide which type of ICT tool you are going to use it, right? Next one, very important, dear friends, nowadays, that is transparent. Okay, and these are not my words. These are from the NAC manual. Okay, page number 8 of 2022 June onwards. Transparent is a very important word, very important. Nowadays, the students will question. So when we were students, that time we never questioned our faculty members. Whatever faculty member says, we used to adopt it. But nowadays, dear friends, the students are validating the statements of faculty members from Google, because Google has become a very additional teachers. Now, whether we like it or don't like it, but this is the reality that the students want a validation from the teachers. This is a very alarming situation, dear friends, right? But unfortunately, this is true because the BT level that which we are teaching to our students and the BT level the companies are asking, there is a wide gap, a big gap. And that's why it is happening like this. Just imagine, I will just pose this question to all of you. Maybe you can introspect on this. Always the students are getting the questions from last year's question paper. 90% of the questions are from last year's question paper. Still, why students are creating backlogs? Already it is just like that the questions are already known, but then why the students are creating backlogs? Very difficult situation, dear friends, right? That's the reason why the students now want to be transparent. In fact, in my class, now the students are asking the question that is, I am getting 90 marks, 19 marks, that's fine. Somebody is getting 45 marks. Why 45 marks to them? We can avoid this question with the students, no doubt. But how we avoid this question from evaluators? We can't avoid it. On what basis you are given the marks? That is not possible to avoid it. So we need to be transparent. We need to be understanding ourselves that validation from the teacher only has gone are the days. Right now, it is required that we need to be transparent. Next one is scalable. That is very important, dear friends. Right, scalable. So you have scalability means what? You can give easily to only 10 students, or you can give easily this assignment or questions to 100 students. Both should be easily and it should be scalable. Now, let's say, for example, there are 100 students in your class. You are given individual assignment. You want to give group assignment. Right. So you will make 10 students each. Correct. Out of that, 2 are advanced learners at least. So this is your rider that we are actually creating in the active learning and active engagement process. Right. So these are the process like active think, pair, and share. So these are the process wherein we want such type of group learning and scalability we want actually. ICT facilities used for capacity building. Now this is very important, capacity building, right? Capacity building and skills enhancement. That is very important. We got one more finding in 2022 and I was very surprised with this. Students want, the students want a career which is work from home. They want career from work from home. But the moment I say that you make it your assignment uploaded, then they are not interested. They say, no, sir, we'll go for offline. Now just imagine the role and goal is not matching hotel, correct? So it is advantageous to the teacher, correct? What is the advantage to the teacher? That we will get to know who is the absent student, who is not doing the studies, okay? Who is not doing the studies. Just imagine a situation. We went to the class, right? And we see only 10 students are there out of 16. Then we started, giving the moral science lecture to those students who are absent actually, to the students who are present in the class. We start telling them your attendance is very important. If you don't attend classes, this will happen, that will happen. Sometimes we scold, our anger gets increased, anxiety gets increased. Just imagine those 10 students who are sitting in the class, what they must be thinking. They must be thinking that मैं तो आ गया ना class में, मुझे क्यों सुना रहे आप? So why you are actually pointing us to us, right? Find out those students who are absent And why they are absent? Now the thing is that moment, if suppose without ICT, just imagine without ICT, you want to segregate those students who are absent in the class. It's very difficult, very difficult. Until the time you do it, your next lecture is already gone. So the data that you generate for absent lectures becomes irrelevant, right? So time bound data is very important. And this time bound data you will get only from the ICT. Also, you can maintain the connect with the students before class, after class. Before class, during class, and after class is very important, dear friends. What has happened is, unfortunately, we are not that much into before class and not that much into after class. So before class, let's say, for example, tomorrow, I am going to teach the concept. This concept, I am going to teach this, right? And you need to study, right? Don't come blank in the class. So you can give Wikipedia, that link to the student, that you read this, come to the class. And then in coming to the class, what we can do, we can have more discussion towards introduction to above, correct? And then give a small assignment to the student, let's say 2 MCQs, which are higher order thinking skills, just like in NPTEL or SWAYAM, that is 4 to 5 different options are available that you can do it. By doing so, what happens? Your delivery of the lectures will be more towards HOTs, and at the same time, the students' learning will be also in higher order thinking skills, right? These are the very important. Recently, dear friends, the NAC, in that there are 55 questions. Out of that, 21 questions are qualitative and 34 questions are quantitative. All of us will know. And these 34 questions which are quantitative are being directly been assessed through DVV process, data verification and validation process of the NAC. That is directly ICT based only. Means what? We can give a lot of analysis. Now let's say, for example, you want to calculate the standard deviation from the test result, right? We want to calculate discrimination index from the test result. Just like that, that OB NPTEL was the course in that they have mentioned, right? So like this, if you want to make a computation, that how many students have done this, how many students have not done this. Now in HOD's presentation, you must have seen there are graphs of the students, learning curve of the students. So that we can calculate very easily by using ICT tool. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult. This is one more characteristics that the NAC manual, page number 12, has in fact suggested interactive instructional techniques. Now this is very important. Interactive means what? That the student should be able to contact with the faculty members. The student should be able to contact with the advanced learners, right? Interactive instructional techniques. Interactive instructional techniques like game pedagogy. Let's say you have created a crossword puzzle. You have created a snake and ladder puzzle. And you have created a puzzle on WhatsApp, right? So then also it is very nice. In fact, university has given a circular in 2020 during Corona pandemic that you can use WhatsApp also as an ICT tool for reaching to the students, correct? So there we can get it, that engage the students in higher order thinking. Now this is very important, higher order thinking skills, correct? Otherwise, just imagine the topic, the subject name is advanced, something, advanced structural design, advanced data science, something like this. And the questions are defined data science. Bloom's taxonomy level number 3 before that also. It's of no use. When I suggested this to many faculty members, they said, sir, students, they don't do it if you don't ask this question like this. Let me tell you, dear friends, that is you can just see SSC paper, class 10th paper. You can see CBSE class 10 paper. The Bloom's taxonomy level there itself is more than 3. And they have written there in their examination guidelines. So we need to go towards this higher order thinking and investigation. Investigation is the major important learning outcomes for the students who are pursuing professional education. Let it be engineering, let it be pharmacy, let it be architecture, let it be BCA, MBA, whatever it is. Investigation is very important. Why it has happened like this, right? Metro pillar has collapsed. Why it is so? That will be a very good PO number 6 for the concrete structure. There is subject in second year engineering. That will be a very nice investigation of this. isn't it? Through the use of, how you are using it? Through the use of interviews. You can just say interviews. So you conduct an interview of that industry person. Focus group means what? Towards the team working here. Okay. So you created a focus group for particular purpose. Let's say, for example, WhatsApp group we create. We create it for a very particular purpose, right? Second year A division classroom WhatsApp group means what? Similar students come and we give it here. Discussions, there will be a lot of discussions on this. Okay. In fact, in my opinion, my dear friends, if you are taking practicals, if you are taking term work, 2 hours are more than sufficient. We can engage 10 to 15 minutes for discussion with the students. You promote discussion, group discussion or something, debates like, okay. Debates is means what? You give two different solutions. Out of that, you give two different solutions. Out of that, whatever happens, that is the best debate that is going to happen. Then we give projects, small projects, mini projects, problem-based learning that is now quite understandable. So students give presentations, correct? Now, majority of the times what happens, you give 2 hours to the students and you say all 60 students give presentation. Then only 10 students are preparing, rest of the students are not preparing at all. Better you ask them to give a presentation, right? Prepare its video, upload in YouTube and give its link to you. It becomes very easy. Experiments, practicum. Now this practicum has a new terminology that has arisen from that NAC manual 2022. It means that the specially you have created that practical for a particular purpose, which may be in syllabus or which are beyond syllabus, right? So beyond syllabus for attainment of POs is a very important activity, dear friends, right? That we are looking forward into this. Only just throwing that, no, it is not there in the syllabus. That's why we are not attending POs. Will not fulfill question number 2.1.2 of NBA, right? In consideration. So what is the application of ICT resources? There is in NAC, there is criteria, in criteria number 6, that is in governance. They have mentioned this. What will be the report of your ICT based toolings? So this is how all the ICT tools are required. The institution adopts policies and strategies to adequate technology. Now, what is there? So ICT is the policy of the institution. Now, here onwards, there is no choice. You have to do this. Okay, how many percentage of the teachers are using ICT? This is a very nice question given in NAC. So we have to use it. The ICT facilities and other learning resources are adequately available in the institution. For what purpose? For both academic and administrative purpose, right? For both academic and administrative purpose. So for academic, we are having several plugins. For administrative also, we are having several plugins here. The staff and the students have access to technology. This is very important, dear friends. Okay, access to technology. Now, there is one very interesting question in NAC. That is how many students are availing the library facility. Now, the library facility, physical library facility, I think it has dropped down in the last 2 years. Definitely, it has dropped down. So we need to, what we have to do? We have to integrate the library with the ICT facility. That is very important. Information retrieval on current and relevant issues. There is very important. Important retrieval on current and relevant issues. So alumni have came and they have asked us, what is the data that marks I have scored in second year? Now this becomes very difficult even for the administrative staff also. But if you are using a correct ICT tool, this is very become relevant. The institution deploys and employs ICTs for range of activities. So how much is the range of ICT? Range of ICT is equivalent or virtual classroom at least. If it is not becoming virtual institution, that is we require in NRF. In NRF, they have said if your institution is within 200 ranking, then if your institution is within 200 ranking, then we can start online university, right? With 30%, 20% of the students. They have given some riders for that. So for this, we are ready with that, correct? So we need to adopt a situation wherein we are using ICT not only for teaching learning process, but for evaluation process as well, right? Teaching, learning, and evaluation, both. Teaching, learning, and evaluation. So this is academic, dear friends. Okay, and what is administrative? Administrative Module is how many students have attended, how many they have completed the procedures, timely, everything. Because the student wants all this, then only it can happen. Right. Now let's see another feature of ICT that is spelled by NAC manual. NAC manual in page number 27 only they have given this. Final result of the assessment accreditation exercise will be ICT based score. No. So if you say no, the ICT has created the score and then wo chalta hai kya university ko? Everybody is now required for NAC, dear friends. Okay, NAC is a now policy of Maharashtra government, obviously. Not only policy but priority. Other applications we require NAC to the greatest detail, right? So ICT based score is very important. And this ICT based score is a combination of evaluation of qualitative and quantitative metrics. So the qualitative are the text questions, explain in 100 words, right? And the quantitative are into the formula, DVV, that we already know. So these are the given things which are very much required. So we require long answers, we require short answers, we require MCQs also, right? Most importantly here, the student-centric methods. So which are the student-centric methods? Such as experiential learning, right? Participative learning, problem-solving methodologies. These are used for experiential learning using ICT tools, okay? Now I give some 30 seconds to all of you and tell me one method that you have adopted by using ICT, all these three tools. Okay, just 30 seconds to all of you. And then I will once again start. Yes. Yes, anyone? Okay. So I will go through chat window. Participative type, okay. So Dr. Dheeraj sir, you have mentioned participative type, okay. So anyone which we can say experiential learning, let's say experiential learning means what exactly? What is meant by, tell me one activity which is experiential learning. Tell me one activity which is participative learning. And tell me one activity which is problem solving. Okay. Problem solving, yes. Am I audible to all of you? Yes, okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Silence in the online section is very scary. You know, we don't know what is happening with the students and what is happening with the participants, right? Yes, learning by doing is experiential. What is meant by that? Yes, problem solving is tutorial. Okay, very nice. Now I will just give you a hint to all of you. Okay. Now let's say, for example, I am teaching. Okay, I am teaching Arduino device to my students. Right? Arduino device, all of us we know. We are using it very experientially. Arduino device I am teaching how it can be experiential learning, how it can be participative learning, and how it can be problem solving. Same Arduino device we are teaching to our students, right? How it is experiential learning? How it will be participative learning and how it will be problem solving. Okay, I will type in the chat window here. Okay, can anybody type in the chat window? Arduino device. Yes. Now let's say, for example, Arduino device, right? We want to make the students learn about the Arduino device. Now tell me which out of this method, which will be most important or how we can do this? Yes, Arduino device, right? Arduino, Arduino device, right? Now let's see this experiential learning. Suppose we are having 60 students in our class, right? And then 6 students. We can make 6 groups, let's say 6 groups, right? And you take this Arduino device and give it to this 6 Arduino device, you take it, give it to the 6 groups, right? Let them see how the Arduino device is. Let them touch it, you know, let them feel it. Kinesthetic learners, right? Let them just feel it, just let them just understand. Correct? And if you can say that this we attach a circuit here, this will happen. So if the student do there by their own hands, that will be experiential learning. What is meant by participative learning? Now, let's say, for example, these 6 groups, they have created one solution. Okay, you are told here that you create one solution with the help of Arduino group. Now, let's say group one has created one solution that you share with group number 2. Correct? Group number 2, and you ask them that you improvise this solution. You improvise this solution. Yes. So okay. If the group can improvise that solution, now it is called as participative learning.
Shraddha madam, please be on mute. Shraddha madam.
Okay, thank you. So what has happened then, that group 2, if they can improvise it is called as participative learning. The improvisation will happen, investigation will happen. And the problem solving, that just like hackathon, we create a hackathon with Arduino device. So you give to the student that innovative problem, let them learn. That is called as a problem solving methodology. In all these, what is most critical and what is most troublesome, that the faculty members hate it actually. I also hate it. That is record keeping. Record keeping is very difficult, dear friends, right? You can see record keeping. So record keeping, which student has done it, which student has not done it. Let this record keeping and administrative and other things do with ICT. It becomes very simple for all of us then, isn't it? So this is. So here, learning management system. In NAC, they are given. Now we are coming slowly to the next part. What is next part? Next part is how. Now, till now, we have seen why. Why ICT? Because NAC has told. It's very simple, right? And believe in me, dear friends, NAC is there, or NBA is there, or NRF is there, right? Or any other accreditation agencies. These are being prepared by the teachers who are having academic excellence, very renowned teachers, right? They know futuristic students. How we develop futuristic student is very important, right? So we need not to worry about ki kya karna hai. Just follow NBA, NAC, NRF. You will achieve quality. It's very simple, right? Because these are the agencies. Let's say, for example, Atal ranking is there, right? NBA, NAC, and NRF. These are roadmaps for excellence. Roadmap for excellence. You need not to worry about this. They were mentioned. Just blindly follow it, complete it. You will be very nicely be on the toe. But the major thing is that sometimes, we are not disseminating it correctly. Maybe that particular religious dissemination is very important, right? We meticulously, rigorously is very important. And that's why NAC has given the definition of LMS, and they say Moodle is a very good ICT tool. A learning management system is a software application for the administration, documentation. Let's imagine, can you do this all 4 with the WhatsApp? Now let us list down so many ICT tools, right? Can we do this with the WhatsApp? Can we do this with, MS Teams? Can we do this with Google Form, right? Major important issue in ICT is the integration of data. Okay, now let's say, for example, initially all of us, we are a very good starter. We start with so much of the rigor, so much of enthusiasm. The same rigor and enthusiasm, are we ending the task with that? This is very complicated thing. In first lecture, in second lecture, we take very little meticulous attendance and other things. Same zeal, enthusiasm, can we return it to the last lecture? This is very important. Let's say now somebody asked you the question, that is attendance of month of February, attendance of month of March, we want separately. Becomes very difficult at the end. Correct. But analysis of the data it requires, isn't it? So tracking is the most important part of ICT based learning. Tracking. we need to track. What track? The progress of assignment, the learning progress, all this, right? So delivery of educational courses or training programs is a course. Normally this is happening here everywhere. That is, courses are being created ICT based. Are we creating hackathon on ICT based? Are we creating something called as a new, suppose let's say we are conducting expert lecture. Are we creating on that? That is very important here. Okay. So what is a very good ICT is the learning management system we require, which will require to be tracking, reporting, delivery. That is very important, dear friends. Okay. Now let's come and view this with respect to NEP. NEP. Now there are many things told about NEP, but I am cut-shorting very short because I am making short 2 times. Right. That's why I said that I am cutting it in a they have mentioned following points are required for the NEP implementation of NEP. Ready teacher. Okay. And if you are implemented this, then you are NEP practicing teacher. Correct. Now the choice is not given to us that NEP will be there or will not be there or something of that sort, everything. Because NAC has already adopted this strategy. They have mentioned in their executive summary, and they have asked us also the question, that is how you are doing this. Correct. Now we must be aware that we have not done this, then probably we need to practice this in next 1 or 2 months, and then we have to submit this report in a NAC. First one, they are asked a question, that is how multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary component is there in your program, right? Multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary. Just imagine this now. Interdisciplinary maybe 1 or 2, but multidisciplinary means many, right? So already we are multidisciplinary. How physics, chemistry, maths, then so many things are there already, multidisciplinary. But this multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary approach towards what? Towards the holistic development of the student, towards the holistic development of the institution, that is vision and plan, right? Are we making STEM? Can anybody tell me what is my STEM? Long form?
Science, technology,
Science, technology,
entrepreneurship, and mathematics.
Yes, science, technology, entrepreneurship, and mathematics, right? See how important it is. Unless until we do STEM, probably we are not a good engineer. They have clearly mentioned. Very nicely done, dear friends. Let me tell you this. Now, this is a very new approach that they have developed. So you can publish some papers in conference or publish paper in that G journal, right? Which is a Scopus Index journal. So that can be a very good research. And 20 given and required in NAC 2022, dear friends, right? Okay. You can see flexible and innovative curriculum. This is very important. Innovative curriculum. Now you will say that university is defining what I should do. Any BOS member of university will tell you that whatever syllabus is prescribed, that is a minimum requirement. That's not maximum. That is a minimum requirement. So we can make beyond syllabus, curriculum gaps. That is what we are doing. Choice-based credit, multiple entry and exit. Just imagine now that the students are anytime coming and anytime going. Just imagine this. What kind of havoc it will generate to those teachers who are not practicing ICT. Impossible to track, right? Just imagine even 2 to 3 lectures the students are bunking, then we don't know what is happening with them. And this entry and multiple entry and exit is given to the students. Without ICT, not possible, dear friends. Not at all possible. Develop rigor of learning. Now, what is my rigor? Burning desire. In fact, burning desire is a very, I will say, is a very less mapped word with the rigor. Rigor of learning. The students want to come as late as possible in the college and go away from the college as early as possible. From this situation to rigor, we need to develop is very critical and difficult for the faculty members. So what they do, they have to tell the stories to the students, right? Stories. Now let's say, for example, I am a civil engineering teacher. Of course, I'm not. I'm from mechanical engineering, but still I will give one such very nice example, because civil engineering is a branch everybody can understand, right? What is the, I am now teaching today the concrete strength to the students. Better to start with the story. There is a Hoover Dam in USA, right? Koina Dam in Maharashtra. What is its strength? How much it has, retained it. So give the stories to the students. Then the students becomes interesting. Their application, very important. Why they are learning? They are learning just because they are in the syllabus. They are learning just because teachers are telling. Gone are these days. You need to tell the application of the students. Okay. Develop good practice. So the last question of NEP in NAC manual is how you have implemented this multidisciplinary. You have to tell, right? Forget about if we can or if we cannot. Forget about this now. You have to tell to the NAC that what you have developed good practice, right? Academic bank of credits, this ABC, very critical, dear friends. Initiatives to be taken up. So what initiatives you are taken to develop the academic bank of credits? Let's say, for example, 3 credits you have given to the students, to those who are completing SWAYAM and NPTEL course, 3 credits, right? Institution registration under ABC. Now this is very important. Academic bank of credits, have you registered or not? If not, then what you have been done? Okay. Seamless collaborations. Now the collaboration is not a luxury, dear friends. It has to be done. Collaboration with industry, collaboration with alumni, collaboration with employer. Previously, in NBA criteria number 3, indirect attainment, they have said that take a feedback from stakeholders. Now, who is a stakeholder? Employer is a stakeholder. Alumni is a stakeholder. Then we do it or we don't do it. That was immaterial there. Probably we are not gone to that depth. Then indirect attainment, we have taken any survey and just given it. That's fine. But now we want seamless. Can anybody tell me what is meant by seamless? What is the exact meaning of seamless? Yes. What is meant by seamless? Seamless means without a trace, without a friction. You can say a line which is having a mark, that we don't want. That is what is seamless, smooth and continuous. Perfect, Dr. Kalavati madam. Thank you very much. Smooth and continuous. That is very important. It's a very smooth collaboration. Okay. Otherwise, we do MOU, nothing we do it afterwards will be of no use for all of us, right? Internationalization of education. This is very important. Internationalization of education. So good practice of National Institute of Singapore we adopted. Very nice. Everybody will accept now. That is the definition, dear friends, right? As per Washington Accord, now National Board of Accreditation is also governing NIRF. All of us we know. From 2021 onwards, NBA team members actually doing NIRF, right? So NBA, if you are tier 1, that is as per Washington Accord, right? And many of the students who are pursuing their education in Gulf Gulf countries, and then in the European countries, in the USA, they must be asking you what is our NBA accreditation, because that is as per Washington Accord. All of us we know, International of Education. At the same time, dear friends, IEEE, now the section that you are doing it right now, that is also International of Education. Correct. Faculties design their own effective pedagogy is very important. You cannot say that how is my innovative pedagogies? Then my innovative pedagogies, sometimes we say think, pair, share. No, that is not innovative pedagogies. That's just a tool. How you are implemented innovatively, that can be a very good practice here, right? Then create and share this good practice. Next one, very important, is the skill development. Vocational education, you need to participate the students into. So gone are the days where the internship was not compulsory. Now it is not only, we came across a journey, internship luxury, right? Then it has become internship desirable. Now the internship is mandatory. Just imagine this, internship is mandatory. And it is part of NSQF. What is NSQF? Nationals, yes. What is NSQF? If you have not registered under NSQF, then please register it. Okay, National Skill Quality Framework, that comes under this NSQF. Okay, so that we have to do it here. Value-based education. So what is value-based education? Value-based education is, the humanity, empathy, correct? Sometimes sympathy is more important than empathy, correct? So these are the buzzwords that all of us we know. That is very important. Integration of industry experts. Integration of industry expert is nowadays not a luxury, dear friends. It is essential part of it. Okay. Previously, we used to say that if I am teaching metrology and quality control, let's say, for example, I am teaching metrology and quality control. So I need a stakeholder who is a recruiter in that company, which is, let's say, for example, Accurate in Pune here. Right. Then what I do, I search a student, I search an alumni who is already recruited in Accurate Engineering, and he is giving expert lecture to us. Students, very important. Integration of industry experts. Next one is blended mode of learning. So many of the faculty members are now having debate. What is a debate? That is whether it is offline is very good or online is very good. Let me tell you, both combinations are required. That is offline and online, both, right? These are both are very nice. NSDC association, that is also very important. Okay, you can develop that NSDC association. Integration of Indian knowledge system. So previously somebody is talking in Marathi in class. We used to get scolded by higher authorities, isn't it? But nowadays, including IIT Bombay spoken tutorial, NEP through NAC wants us to even communicate in a vernacular mode. Okay, that is language mode, different language mode. Integration of Indian culture and traditions, because Indian culture and traditions, dear friends, now just like how it has been reflected, we are using left hand drive or right hand drive in India. That depends upon our culture, road symbolization, other things. In European countries, they are having different drive system. If you want to change it, what will happen? Just imagine now. So these kinds of things are there. Then develop good practice. So regarding this, what you have done in your college, that you have to write in executive summary of NAC report, dear friends. So gone are the days wherein you will do it or you don't it. Now it's choiceless. Okay. Focus on OBE. Very important. Transforming curriculum to OBE. Now just imagine here that if you don't give anything beyond curriculum, beyond syllabus, university prescribed syllabus, you don't do anything beyond syllabus, that is not transforming curriculum to OBE. This particular word is very important. Even if this becomes your key takeaway today, then also I think we have attended the outcomes that we had desired for this session, right? So please work beyond the curriculum. That is very important. POs are very important, dear friends, right? How you develop your POs, that is very important. How you develop your COs, how you develop PSOs, that is very important. Okay, how you are aligning your present students with the alumni profiles, that is CO, PSO. That is information that can be given here. Good practice develop for OBE, that you have to write here, present here. Next one is distance or online education. This is very important. Okay, develop your course in Udemy, develop your course in Coursera, develop your course in EDX, right? You will not only get a identification, but also a monetary benefits, right? And then these particular courses, courseware and other things are going to be mandatory afterwards. This, if your institution is within the NRF 100 ranking, then what you can do, you can start your own courses for industry persons. Now industry persons, they cannot come regularly like our students. So NEP, what they say is you train them with the help of online mode. Okay, online mode. So we can do this. develop and practice technological tools for learning. So we need to do research work on ICT also, how it can be used very nicely, how judiciously we can use it, right? Develop good practice. So these are the given things in NEP, dear friends. Okay, NEP, right? Okay, so let us quickly revise what we have just gone through, seen, I mean, okay. So we need to be, dear friends, accept the student as it is. That is very important. हमारे जमाने में ऐसा नहीं था. You are lucky that I am your teacher. नहीं तो मेरे टीचर होते तो वो तुम्हारा असाइनमेंट फाड़ के फेंक देते थे. Very nice. These are very good statements, but not appreciable statements for our present students. Present students are saying, you tell me what is to be done. Correct? So present students are present students. We cannot compare ourselves with them. This syndrome, this what is syndrome is, this syndrome all our faculty members are facing. Correct? In fact, many senior faculty teachers, I'm sorry to say this, dear friends, but they are telling the students that you don't know anything, I am the best, that's why you are very lucky. They say it's all fine, but how you are helping towards my goal. And the goal of the student is employable graduates. Very simple. You can say, I will be very good engineer. That's very fine. But if they are not employable, if they cannot go for higher education, if they cannot start their own company entrepreneurship, what is the use? Nothing use. And how much is the placement or outcome matters for admission? I don't have to tell you now. Our entire SFR depends upon this, right? So the perception that is created for one particular branch where there will be a very good placement decide admissions. Okay, very importantly that we must say. Then what are the definition of ICT that we have gone through? How is the ICT, what kind of literacy, campus, resource sharing, networking, how the community develop, you know, this community develop is very important, dear friends. We have developed WhatsApp group almost for 2000 teachers entire India, correct? And we always share, we always care for them. We publish papers unitedly because the moment you share, your innovative teaching learning process will come out. That will be a very nice arrangement, dear friends, right? That's why it is very important here. So these are the key terminologies. It should be robust, objective, transparent, scalable. No, these are very important here. Then ICT must be interactive, right? Beyond syllabus, beyond curriculum, you can see. And it should be useful for academic as well as administrative purposes. That is very important. Access to technology, deploys and employs ICT, right? Next one is very important that both questions, means what MCQ should be also ICT based and assignments or text type of also should be ICT based, right? So let's say, for example, how you check it? You check it manually by searching the keywords, right? Suppose you have been asked a question that is explain working of electric generator, let's say, for example, right? Then the students write many pages after pages. What do you search? You search basically keywords, right? Keywords. That is very important. Diagrams. That is very important. So like this, 20 keywords diagram you give it, then that ICT tool will match with those keywords and directly give marks, even for the text also, right? I will show you when I have done this presentation here. Next one, very important, dear friends, that we have learned here is the learning experience is very good. It must be very good. Okay. You don't have to tell the students, padhai karo, study karo, assignment karo, ye karo, then this learning experience to the students. That will be very nice. If you ask them this question, that is, let's say, for example, once again, I will take that example of concrete technology, right? That is, search the metro pillar diagrams. And by the way, metro pillar diagrams are available in the open domain, dear friends. Metro is publishing those diagrams, that these are the diagrams of metro pillars, right? And if anybody wants to give suggestion, you can use suggestion also. Just give this assignment to second year students and tell them that whether this diagram is correct or not, and if it is not, then why? If it is correct, why? And these questions you will give after the class. right? Not in the class. In the class, we teach our syllabus only. But in class, during class, we just give this such kind of innovative assignments, interesting assignments through ICT. Then it will be a very good choice. And this will directly map with PO number 3, design and development of the solution. It will directly map with PO number 4, right? Complex investigation of problems. That will be a very nice arrangement, dear friends, here. Okay. So, and finally, we are seeing the Moodle LMS, how it can be run, assignments tracking. And then we are seeing NAC 2022. Now, how all these I have implemented for my subject, that I am going to share with you, dear friends. Okay. But before that, I'll be very happy if you can take 1 minute, just introspect yourself, right? Reflection spot. We call it as reflection spot, let us say. So please type in the chat window, what is your key takeaway till now? Okay, I will give 1 minute to all of you. After 1 minute, I will read all those learning outcomes for everyone, right? And then we will go further. Last 30 minutes, I will give my presentation, what I did for implementation of all this and what are my findings. Okay. So 1 minute to all of you. Can I type in chat window? Yes, 1 minute. For 1 minute, please type your key takeaways till now. Okay, let us read it now. Some of very good, very nice. The responses are there. Role of ICT in higher education. Okay. Wide scope of ICT in education. Okay. Okay, wide scope of ICT in education. Okay. Then use of ICT. Okay, use of ICT. ICT is key for NEP. Okay, yes, very nice, sir. Effective use of ICT. Okay, importance of ICT, importance of ICT. Right. Now let us come to this. Okay. Kolgut madam, she says there should be mixture of both, that is offline as well as online teaching in both ICT tools can be used. Okay, very nice. Perfect. So, okay, effective use of ICT. How our time could be saved by using ICT in education. Thank you, Dr. Pawan sir. Absolutely. Bang on. Because right now, the faculty members are facing this problem, right? They feel that 8 hours is also not sufficient. And wherein our student want to get maximum marks by 8 minutes study, isn't it? So there is a mismatch proportion now happening here. Okay, ICT can be used for experiential learning as well as participative learning. Very nice, madam. Perfect. Basically, what we say, we will develop ICT for NAC. Let that ICT to do NAC. Okay. Now let's say, for example, I'm very simple. I am practicing Moodle. I will develop Moodle. Let Moodle do NBA and NAC. So that all the responses are there, everything is attainment is there and everything. Correct. Yes. Now, can somebody please just tell me what is the challenge in the ICT? What challenges we are facing to implement ICT? Yes, can anyone just narrate this? Okay, internet connectivity. Yes, madam, absolutely. Internet connectivity. Dear friends, I will tell you, I was there part of AICT Ukeri program, and there we met, in fact, the teachers from Dudley University, UK, right? Dudley University, UK, they shared, in fact, they were very surprised at how with ease we operate internet, because internet is so costly there in UK, wherein we use it very nicely here. Correct. So Yes, I leave it to you, other part of it, but then we are better equipped as compared to any other country, believe me, in the world. Bandwidth and gadgets, Biju Balakrishnan, absolutely, sir. Okay, the teachers have the students having this challenge to use gadgets. No, the student doesn't have a challenge to use gadgets. In fact, nowadays the students are learning with gadgets. Okay, the teachers are not that much equipped with gadgets, but the students are well equipped with gadgets. And if you teach them with the gadgets, they learn faster. This is what our observation is in 2022, at least I can say. Yes, teacher hesitant to learn new tools. Okay, jolly sir. In fact, okay, I don't know, but this is the perfect thing that you have said, that the teachers hesitate to learn new tools. Perfect. Because this is how it is creating a gap between the students and teacher, dear friends. So we used to say that the teachers who are before Google, before Google, they are finding it very difficult to deal with the new situation after Google students, because students, the students are after Google, the teachers are before Google. There is a mismatch. Okay, big mismatch there. And let me tell you honestly, dear friends, that is the teachers who should adopt newer technologies. Correct? If you don't become smarter than what the students are, the students will never listen to you. Right? Now just imagine that if somebody is sharing you thoughts which you are already aware of, which you are already knowing, then will you listen to them at least? No. Yes. Wi-Fi connection, Florence. Okay. We must update ourselves. Absolutely. Bang on. I will say that now we need to check ourselves, dear friends, that ICT is no longer a luxury now. We have to become expert more than the students. Okay. We have to become expert more than the student. Otherwise, in Corona situation also, many students have got admission in the foreign universities. They have completed from the foreign universities also. Right? And they are much more satisfied, dear friends. Right? I will give an example of Oxford University. Oxford University, many students trying to go for, and there are so many reasons. One of the biggest reason is Oxford University says that all assignments should be plagiarism checked. If the teacher gives a question, the question is also plagiarism tested. Answer is also plagiarism tested, dear friends. Just imagine now. Okay. This is how the originality is developed. This is how the originality is developed. In fact, that particular thing is missing here. That particular things can be adopted by using ICT-based learning here. Yes, anyone understand psychology of student? Very nice, Rashmi madam. Absolutely perfect. Because once the moment the students psychology being understood, then it is done. Many times, the students are. There was one occasion, I will tell you, in my class, same thing happened. That few of the students were chit-chatting, they were not listening at all. Wherein I was trying myself best, I was trying hard that I'm teaching. Then these students are not listening at all. Then I asked them in the evening, what has happened? I phone called them and I said, what wrong I did? They said, sir, you have not done anything wrong, but in diploma, this was already covered. I was very surprised, dear friends. Then I had started, making comparison between what is there in the degree syllabus, what is there in diploma syllabus. To my greatest surprise, diploma syllabus was having tougher content than the degree syllabus. Just imagine this now. To my greatest surprise, our all questions were explained. Bloom's taxonomy level number 2, diploma questions were level number 4. Now just imagine if the students are losing interest, what we'll do? Correct? Then next time onwards, what I done is that I have made a Google form, given it to the students that have you learned this before? At what level you have learned this? Have you learned this in diploma? Have you learned this in degree? Have you learned this in 11th standard? Have you learned this in 11th, 12th standard? Something like this. To my greatest surprise, few of the syllabus of university, 60% of the syllabus students said we have done it already. Then, I had completed that particular unit only in 2 lectures. Instead of spending 8 lectures, I completed in 2 lectures, and then half an hour I spent with the students. I said, this is all you have already done it. That's why I'm going further. The students were very happy, dear friends. Let me tell you. And that time, my feedback grade has also increased from A to A+. So we need to understand, Rashmi madam, you are rightly mentioned here, understand psychology of the student, understand how the students have their learning style, VARK, visual, auditory, read and write, and kinesthetic. Accordingly, you teach them in the class. Accordingly, you develop them. Okay, that's why all the time I'm used to right now that we create a video always open, because Udemy it says that the video of that instructor must be visible so that there is a connect. The connect is very important. Correct. So this is how we can do it here. Yes, any other challenge? Very nice discussion here. Yes, any other challenge? Okay, so I will now move it further. Okay, how these all things we can implement this in Moodle. I have done some case study for my one particular course. For my one particular course, I have already implemented that. I am going to share it with you now. Okay, but that is not. So please don't make its conclusion that this is not done, that is not done, because for the simplicity, I have added some instances. Let's say, for example, some students, 10 students, I retain them as it is, who has not done anything. Okay, so that I can show you what type of things we can generate it. Okay, right. So I will share my screen once again, dear friends, to all of you here. And this is the Moodle that I have developed. Okay. So Moodle is the modular object oriented dynamic learning environment. Okay. Yes. Now, can anybody tell me what Moodle can do? Yes, any one of you. Those who have practiced before. Now, what is meant by Moodle? What are its plugins? How to do that? That is not my interesting. That is not my topic area. My topic area is how we can use it as a pedagogy. Right? Now, tell me, anybody can tell me what is meant by pedagogy? Simplest definition. Don't use complicated words. Yes.
We can use flipped classroom type of assignments using
Okay.
pedagogy.
Okay. What is meant by pedagogy? I am asking you, very simple thing. What is meant by pedagogy? Yes. In chat window, somebody has typed. Okay, very nice. Teaching technique. Okay. I am looking for better answer. What is meant by pedagogy? Yes, any one of you. Dear friends, I will tell you that Bloom's taxonomy has been devised by a university called as Vanderbilt University. All of you must be knowing Vanderbilt University. Okay. And Bloom's taxonomy is basically by NC by C license. There is no, you can freely share it, use it, so many things. Way of presentation, instruction technique, Nitin sir, you have said. Okay. Way of presentation. Okay. Very nice. Any other thing? So Vanderbilt University, who has developed Bloom's taxonomy, please refer their ICT tools. They are very nice. Okay. And to your greatest surprise, many Indian teachers are only developing that. Okay. But we normally, what happens is in India, somebody has done that. We are reluctant to take that back. But if somebody in foreign industry, you are foreign universities, we are very easy to pick up with, right? Okay. Anyway, forget about that. Let us go ahead. Probably that is the reason why NEP has mentioned Indian knowledge system, Indian education system, right? A new thing that we have developed. Scopus and Wave of Science, all of us we know, isn't it? How many of you don't know Scopus and Wave of Science? I think nobody is not knowing. Everybody is knowing Scopus and Wave of Science, right? But there is a new indexing tool that India has developed. Can anybody tell me what is that indexing tool is? And this is mentioned in NRF, by the way. In NRF 2021 manual, it has mentioned this indexing tool is mentioned. You know what is that? Can anybody tell me? One second. The question is, we know Scopus, we know Web of Science, right? Indian government has also developed a new indexing tool in India that is mentioned in NRF. In NRF, it is mentioned. What is that indexing tool? Yes. Okay. Now I will not give answer to this. Believe me, I know it. I will not give answer to this. This is a homework for all of you. No, not Google. Google Scholar is eliminated, sir. Google Scholar is in fact eliminated from NIRF this year onwards. Okay. You just find out, all of you, find out, maybe you can search or something like this. And this is a homework for all of you, right? Find out what is that tool is. Just what is that indexing database is. Okay. If anybody knows, give me answer. There is no problem, right? I think Shraddha Gosavi, madam, can you please? Okay. So, has anybody used Moodle before? Okay. Now, here is not a test. What I had done with the help of Moodle that I'm just presenting to all of you. Let us see in ICT context, in any big context. Okay. In NAC 2022 context, right? NAC manual 2022 context. Okay, this is the main thing. Now I have typed this in the chat window. So in last 20 minutes, we'll have a discussion on this, and then we'll take a question and answer session. And probably that will be the end of the session today. Okay. Yes. Madam, how much time we are having now?
Sir, we have 10 minutes more.
Okay, 10 minutes more. Okay, fine. Then I will finish it up here. Okay. Yes. So this is my Moodle that I have developed. Madam, can you, is it visible? SEMP?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Genome.com. Okay, thank you, madam. So this is the Moodle that we have developed here, wherein we can make so many plugins and everything is visible to the students here. You can just see PEOs, PSOs, all this we can develop here. And this is the syllabus that I developed, manufacturing process. You know, this is for second year engineering students. You can give the COs here, all these are things visible. In fact, syllabus is also visible. Many times, dear friends, we understand that even the student doesn't know syllabus also, right? So asking them that you please read the syllabus and everything, that will solve a lot many problems for all of us, right? Manufacturing process, you can see. These are the manufacturing process. Now what I have done, I have given announcements. Announcement means just like notice board. Okay, tomorrow there is a test, let's say, something like this, announcements. Then attendance plugin is also there. Here, you can just see. Last year's question paper are required, obviously required. So we can create a folder here, we can upload this question paper also. Then attendance plugin is there. So all the students can manually mark their attendance, right? And it can segregate also. Now for manually marking of attendance, there are some precautions taken in the Moodle. That is, IP address should not be saved, right? Then we can record their IP address also. It's all, it is there. Then I have shared my teaching plan also to the student, that out of 40 lectures, how many lectures, what there are a lot of advantage about this, dear friends. The students are well aware, okay? And in every lecture, we ensure that at least for 10 minutes, listen all of you very carefully, at least for 10 minutes, we are beyond Google. Whatever I am teaching in the class, the students will not be able to find out in Google as it is. If you do this now, then we are done. In fact, I will tell you in 2022 onwards, our competition is with Google, not with other teachers. Because the students are always searching. The moment you say something, Google, they search in Google, right? If I ask a question to all of you, what you do? You search in Google, the similar students are doing. What is outcome? We can make some small videos and then we can share it to the students. Scope of production engineering, we can have a discussion forum on this. You can just see discussion forum, wherein the students can reply. Okay, discussion forum, you can just see. Then we can do glossary, then counseling also. Many times we observe that students come to our class and we tell them something, but they are not able to do this. Then we can create a unit test, that is MCQ. We can create its report. Here you can just see. We can create its report, then which student has attempted when, and this all comes along with the timestamp, dear friends. You can just see. It comes with the timestamp. When it has completed, when it has not completed, and all types of questions, MCQs that we can generate. You can just see these type of questions we can generate here. We can add audio video also here. Instead of writing this, I will make a audio question and students can give audio answer, right? There is one plugin in the Moodle called as calculated plugin. It is so nice that for every student you get different values, and for every student in MCQ also you get different values. No copy plugin, that we call it as here. Okay. At the same time, dear friends, here we can generate straight away the program outcomes in such a way that it can be very reflective on its part. Okay. You can just see here, you can generate a statistics. You can see, you can generate a statistics here. What is standard deviation? What is mean mode? What is the average grade? You can just see. And here, what is the facility index for every question you can generate? What is the discrimination index? Because you can create a question, but whether it is disseminated in the students or not, for that we should have at least more than 25% discrimination index. You can just see. So this is how we can create whether this question has resulted in learning or not. Right? And later on, we can get a graph also straight away. And this graph straight away gives how many number of students are more than 60%, just like NBA attainment. Okay. You can download this in Excel sheet, in format and everything. Okay. So this is how we can do it here. Not only that, dear friends, we can do even question, we can make it as a game pedagogy. Okay. You can upload so many things here. And we can upload, we can straight away create a game pedagogy that you can see. So we can create assignment plugin. You can create so many other types of plugins here. And you can create a snake and ladder here. Okay, you can just see snake and ladder game. So what happens into that is, if suppose the students give correct answer, you can see this pawn will improve upon its position here. 3 wrong answers, this snake will swallow. So what is the advantage? Advantage is till the pawn is reached here, the students keep on doing this, Okay, so they will be under the continuous learning engagement. Right? This is what we can achieve it here. And for every wrong attempt, they will get lesser marks. Every wrong attempt, they will get lesser marks. This is what we can do so that we can make the practice also. Right. So this is how we can generate so many types of plugins. Then we can give the certificate also to the students, right? Indirect attainment we can give it. We can calculate direct attainment also by using such type of given things. But what is most important? Most important is you can see the tracking of the students, right? Now let's say for example, you can just see here, that is a progress. What type of progress the students have made? Have they made it completely progress or not? That we can easily see. Say for example, I have created something which is called as vision, mission, PEOs and PSOs. This question is there in NBA. How you have disseminated this? Now I have uploaded this vision, mission and PSOs, but how many students have read it? We don't know. But Moodle gives very nice answer. Whether the students have read it or not, it can give this information here. Plugin feedback. Then if suppose you are entered, you have uploaded some booklet also, then also it can get it here. You can just see. And we can give classification building. Now what this student has not done, you can see snake and ladder has not done. Who is this student? Chetan Kasliwal. You can directly send him a message from this, that you have not done this, please complete this. Suppose somebody has done this already assignment. You can just see somebody has already done this. So we can give a message also, very nice, well done. Because appreciating words for the student means a lot here, dear friends, right? So like this, we can do the completion tracking as well for our students. At the same time, I am coming to my last part. We can generate many reports here. Okay. So what type of reports we can generate? You can just see now. That is how many students have completed activity, how many students are active students. Now assignment submission, how many students have distributed the hits distribution. You can see now. How many students have accessed, not accessed, all this will come here. Suppose these students have not hit, right? We can get straight away their names and we can send them email straight away in one go. And these many students have not completed the activities since from last. So like this, we can get the given here. Content access is very nice. You can just see what I've done. I have created chart, choice, database, folder, forum, glossary, page, quiz, game, pedagogy, questionnaire, assignment, attendance, everything I have given. I will say select all and build graph. Okay. This will build a graph, dear friends. Here you can just see. Okay, how many students have accessed, how many students have not accessed. Now let's say announcement, only one student has accessed and so many students have not accessed at all. You can just see here. Okay. Now I have removed some plugins, that's why it is showing here like this. So then which is that student who has accessed? It will come directly here. Omkar Todkar has accessed. I will give him a very nice message. That is congratulations, great efforts. Okay. Concentration is very good. And this is visible to other students, dear friends. So the peer learning will happen. Okay. You can just see. And these students have not attempted here. So like this his distribution and report is a very strong feature of Moodle. And that will cover everything, whatever is being given here. Grades chart. Now let's say, for example, grades chart. Okay. Add all. Now I want not particular student wise, I want activity wise. Now let's say, for example, I have given homework. So what is my minimum grade and what is the maximum grade that is available here? You can just see. Number of grades are 38, lowest grade is 0, highest grade is 1. How many students are more than 25%? How many students are more than 50%? How many students are more than 75%? Directly I will get, and directly I can post it this in any of criteria number 2 of NAC or criteria number 2 of NBA. How many students have content access? How many students have active? These are all things we can get it. And there are so many features available in the Moodle. So like this, we can create the ICT based pedagogies, and that will be useful for all of us. Okay. So this is what my Moodle is. You can join into my course and you can access all my content. That is I have made it as a freely available. Okay. So this is my Moodle website. You can go through this. Even if you use different type of ICT, but these are the pedagogies tools that is required for NEP as well as NAC. Okay. So thank you very much, dear friends, for your patience listening, and at the same time you have given so many instances for and the response also. Thank you very much. Over to you, madam.
Okay, sir.
Any question or queries will be, or any comments also, we can take it.
So yes, on the behalf of everyone present here, I would like to thank Vanessa for giving valuable guidance to the participants and faculty and providing them deep insight in implementation of ICT in teaching learning process. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
do not leave the meeting. I'm sending you the link for attendance and feedback. It is mandatory for all to fill it. So just
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vinay, sir. Thank you so much for your time and this informative session.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very
so
much.
everyone feel the feedback.
With your permission,
and
may I leave now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
Sure,
you.
sure.
Thank you.
If you have filled the attendance and feedback form, then you may leave. Yes, Sukruti ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And next session will start at 2 p.m. So there is a lunch
Yes.
break.
Okay.
So next session, all of you please join on time at 2 p.m.
तो पीपी टीम है और काफी